So we're up to Siman Chafei Seif Yud Gimel, just to finish up the Siman. The Mechaber says, Nagu ha'olam shaloi lachetz tefillin ad achar kedushas uvalotzion. The minig is not to take off the tefillin until after uvalotzion. That's the minig. That says the Mechaber. The Mishnah Berurah says, V'yesh she'ein mashin aleim yosim and achiv, tetzrichim gufnaki. The reason why people take it off after uvalotzion, why not just keep it to the end of davening? Why would the Mechaber say take it off after uvalotzion? The reason is because in order to wear tefillin, you have to have gufnaki. Gufnaki means the right machshavas, but also physically. You have to have, not pass gas, your stomach doesn't have to bother you. And so it's hard for people. And that's why he says, there's some people that won't even get to Valtzion if they have stomach issues. And that's the reason why we don't wear tefillin all day. The reason why we don't wear tefillin all day is because who has gufnaki all day? The Arizal would have it at least till to the end of Aleinu, but the Mechaber is saying you should keep it until Uvalotzion. And then the Mishnah Berurah says, if it's a bris milah, it's good to keep the tefillin on until after the bris milah. Then the Ramah says, so technically Uvalotzion. Says the Ramah, v'yesh mi shekasav al tzad HaKabbalah. The Ramah says, al pi Kabbalah, shaloi lachloitz ad she'amar bahem, you should wear with the tefillin 3 kedushas and 4 kaddishes. Now, which is the 4th kaddish? La'achar kaddish yosem. So 3 kedushas and 4 kaddishes, meaning until after kaddish yosem at the very end of davening. Now the Mishnah Berurah brings down. Okay, so the Mishnah Berurah says to Seiferhu. It's a mistake in the printing. It doesn't actually mean kaddish yosem. It's not 4 kaddishes and 3 kedushas. It's the opposite. It's 4 kedushas and 3 kaddishes. Meaning, ube'emes sarchon gimel kaddishim 4 kedushas. What are the 4 kedushas? Baruch Hu es Hashem is 1. That's a davar shebekdusha. Kedusha is kedusha. Kedusha Amida. I'm sorry. Kedusha of Shema. Kedusha of Shmona Esrei and Kedusha of Valotzion. And what are the 3 kaddishes? There's the kaddish of Chatzi Kaddish before Baruch Hu, Chatzi Kaddish after Tachanon, and Kaddish Shalom after Valotzion. So that's the Mikamokim, Mashra Pirugad, Sharichorin, Mekamish and Oigan, Mekadish Yasam, Toiv Shalilachatz Acha Kaddish Yasam. By the way, you should Api Kabbalah, Mamish, to wear it to the end of Kaddish Yasam. It's a very important thing to have it to the end. And he says an interesting thing. The people that take off the tefillin during Kaddish, and they're wrapping up the tefillin during Kaddish, lo yafeh, it is not appropriate. You have to focus. And if you're wrapping up your tefillin, you're not focusing. I've seen people saying Kaddish, they're wrapping up the tefillin. It's mamish, So he says, Kimvur lekamon, ubeshulchan Rabbi, amin yeheshmei rabu, oid madriga gavoy yosim kedusha. Yeheshmei rabu is more chashav than kedusha, so you have to focus, not to wrap up the tefillin. Ubevade legar mishar brachas derabon the asalasis afilu tashmish kal. Any bracha, you're not supposed to be doing anything during the brachas. You're not supposed to be, even as a shayla in the paiskim, you let her dry your hands during Asher Yatzah, as a shayla in the paiskim. But to wrap up the tefillin during Kaddish is not appropriate. Okay, now says the Ramah, I'm sorry. When there's a day that you have Sefer Torah, you should not take the tefillin off until the Sefer Torah is returned. So he says that a day that you take the Sefer Torah, so according to Mechaber, it's Uvalotzion, but he davened Nusach Sfard, Edut Mizrach. So they put the Sefer Torah back after Uvalotzion. So he's saying, don't take it off after Uvalotzion, keep it on a little bit longer. Now the Ramah says, the Ramah mentioned the minig of Ashkenaz, which is they put the Sefer Torah back before Ashrei, so he says then it's not relevant because you're keeping it up till you're keeping the tefillin on. Now he says, the Mishnah Berurah says, there's a lot of people don't know. If you're going to take off your tefillin while the Sefer Torah is out there, you can't face the Sefer Torah with your tefillin when you take it off, because then there's a moment where your head is exposed. So you turn away from the Sefer Torah. So you don't face the Sefer Torah when you take your tefillin off. If you have to take it off while the Sefer Torah is out, you turn away from the Sefer Torah, and then so he says, so you don't have a moment where your head is exposed in front of the Sefer Torah. Back to the Ramah, the Mechaber. B'yoyim Rosh Chodesh, on Rosh Chodesh, Choltzen Oisem Koydem Tfilas Musaf, we take it off before Musaf. Now, V'huadin B'chol HaMoyed, Chol Moyed as well. V'dafke B'malkim She'oymim B'musaf Kedushas Keser. Why is that we don't wear tefillin during Musaf of Rosh Chodesh? Because in the Kedusha it says Keser, and the tefillin is keser, and you don't confuse the kesers. He says, but even if you don't have the minhag to say keser, you still take it off. So the Mishnah Berurah just says, Musaf achsher hechziru hasefer Torah beheichal. After you put the sefer Torah back by Musaf, take of achar akri cholzim achar kaddish. Ubel Yerabah kasav de b'Rosh Chodesh. When do you take it off by Rosh Chodesh? So he says after you put the sefer Torah back. The Yerabah would take it off after Uvalatzion, before Yehi L'Ratzon L'Fanecha. In the middle of Uvalatzion, there's Yehi Ratzon. He would take it off there. So the truth is, when I was younger, I used to do that as well, because that's like a clever thing. Because like you don't want to take too long, but then you sit in your tefillin or like sitting on the table. So I would take it off at the end of Uvalatzion. Al Pi the Arizal, you must keep your tefillin on until that kaddish. You keep the tefillin until that kaddish. Then you take off the tefillin. You do not take it off before. It's a very, very big hakbala from the Arizal. So even on Rosh Chodesh, you put the Sefer Torah back, say Kaddish, then take off your tefillin. And if you can't wrap them up, and you don't wrap them up in time. It's fine. The tefillin are fine. So the point is, you don't take it off before. That's Api the Arizal. Cholamayid as well. But Achredim Kasu, keeping the Yeshem Shaloi Leniach Klal b'Cholamayid, Yemar L'Cholzim Koydem Halil. V'Hanoigim Lilbash Kol Yom. I'm sorry. He says like this. If you're wearing cholamayid, you take it off before Hallel. And he says, Hanoshim hamanichin tefillin de Rabbeinu Tam, lo yenichem klal in Rosh Chodesh, u'Rosh Chodesh yuchol aniach achar sheyisayim hashatz tefillas Musaf, or sheyisira tefillin sharashi koydem uvaltzion, v'sho Rabbeinu Tam yilbashu be'eis hamiris uvaltzion. When do you wear Rabbeinu Tam tefillin? Most poskim hold that it's ideally to put Rabbeinu Tam tefillin on after davening. That way you have all the Kaddish and everything with the Rashi, and then you put the Rabbeinu Tam. I saw minhag of many Samer Chassidim. I once that was Samer in the summer. I think they put it on by Chazar Sashatz. But it's better to do it at the end. But on Hallel, on Rosh Chodesh, Al Pi Kabbalah, you can't wear it during Musaf. But Al Pi Kabbalah, not to even wear tefillin after Musaf. There's Al Pi Kabbalah. There's some places say that throughout the rest of the day, after Kesser, there's no tefillin the rest of the day. So you should put on the Rabbeinu Tam tefillin by before Chazar Sashatz, so that you're wearing it then. And he says like this. Pirish b'makom shenu oimim nekadish musaf b'miksas b'kaimis keser ve'ein nachem liyas as keser shel tefillin olav. You shouldn't wear keser of tefillin when you're saying the kedusha of keser. That was supper.